Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to our workshop of the introduction to this Qingdao International Watercolor Festival and our plein air adventure in China with Professor Hanbing Hua. So this is the very first time. As you know, palette exchange is fairly new, and it's the very first time we organize something at this grand scale. And thanks to Professor Hua, who is a good friend of the organizer who organized this event, and he is the guest artist that they invited. So from there, he wanted to bring our students over because he believed the quality of the artwork in our students. He find a number of us have strong paintings and at a very high level that is comparable to the international artist level. So he highly recommended us, and that's how the opportunity came about. It's a very, very rare opportunity that time-wise, it just happened to fit his schedule as well in the summertime because during the year he teaches at a university and he holds a very important position that requires a lot of administrative work as well. So rarely does he have time to go out except for the holiday times. And it's not his first time bringing students to plein air painting. He has a lot of experience in that. So we're very fortunate to given this chance and given the green light based on the preliminary approval by the organizer who saw some of our students' paintings. And we are granted with 14 spots, which is very privileged because there are only 100 spots in total for the international artists, not including the guest artists. And they also have the national artists from China, I believe about 50 top Chinese artists and another 50 very well-known artists from the West as guest speakers. So this is really a step into a world where art meets adventure. And I would invite you to join us for this rare international watercolor exhibition and plein air opportunity like no other. It will be a showcase of breathtaking global talent and creativity, obviously with a concentration of Chinese and Asian artists. They also invited 10 or 20 artists from Asia, from Singapore, Malaysia, Korea, Japan. So you will have a stronger representation of the watercolor artists from the East, as well as 50 more artists from internationally. So why do you want to attend? Here is why. We have the master classes that are well planned by Professor Hua and myself. These master classes and workshops for the workshops for the festival is organized by the organizer, and you will have daily program to follow, a very full program and diverse and very inspiring and compact all at the same time. And these are all done with acclaimed watercolor artists from around the world. You will get to see exhibitions from top international and local watercolorists, as I mentioned earlier. And you will also have live demonstrations covering a wide range of advanced techniques and styles. So you will have a chance to be exposed to a lot of new techniques and new styles that you've never seen before. Also, there will be reviews and on a one-on-one critique sessions. This is will be given by the plein air masterclass by Professor Hua. And we will also invite a couple of guest speakers to speak to our group and demonstrate to our group. And you have the opportunity to exhibit your work and to engage in this global art community. And many of us have known each other online for a while, but it would be the first time we actually get to meet in person. And we can have this cultural and art exchanges, as well as tours in the local art galleries, museums, and there will be inspiring venues across Qingdao galleries and studios, and in the plein air setting. When will it take place? It will be this August 17th to the 26th for the part one. in Qingdao. So the 17th to the 21st will be a plein air masterclass with Professor Hua. And then from 22nd to 26th will be the art festival. So that will conclude our 10 days in Qingdao. It's a beautiful place, and this is the birthplace of watercolor in China. So although watercolor is not that long in China, in Chinese history, however, if you combine the Chinese ink painting with watercolor, is a whole new category, a whole new adventure, and we will get to expose some of that as well. Part 2 of our trip is going to go up north in the region close by Beijing, and then also in Beijing. But this part will be subject to changes. It depends on how many students we have, because logistically it's not easy to arrange with train rides, hotels, and accommodations, and sightseeing places to visit. So we will have to keep this part on hold for now, although we have the plans. So if we have enough interest, we will continue with the second part of this this entire art adventure. And who is it for? Obviously, it's for artists, watercolor artists, and people who like to explore in perhaps Chinese ink painting or mixed media. And for students, for art educators, if you want to advance further with trainings from masters, and friends who might want to tag along simply to travel in China, friends and families. So this is a great opportunity for you to refine your skills and to connect with your global art community and find fresh artistic directions. And now let me introduce you to our instructor, Hanbing Hua. He is a professor at a university in Tianjin, and he has been teaching fine art for over 30 years. So he he is very experienced in teaching, and he has his own techniques in a very scientific approach and logical and methodical approach, so that it's easy for his students to grasp and understand. So in his style of teaching, Professor Hua likes to simplify complex concepts into easily digestible lessons, providing personalized and constructive feedback to help students correct mistakes and enhance their artwork effectively. His generous guidance and commitment have led many students to achieve significant progress in just a few sessions. You could even ask some of our students who have been taking his portrait lessons. They all have benefited from him immensely, even with just 1 or 2 sessions. This is the general feedback that I got from everyone, without exception. And whether they are beginners or intermediate or even advanced students who have experience in participating in IWS or Fabiano art exhibitions, they all learn and improve tremendously. So here are some of the plein air paintings that he did last year and in the previous years when he went to the northern region. These are done in the small villages near Beijing as our plan for our part 2 trip of this art adventure. But as said earlier, we are not sure if we will be able to go. But at least in Qingdao, these are paintings he did in plein air in Qingdao. And you see it's a coastal city where you will get to paint a lot of boats and the marine sceneries, as well as architectures. And they are known for their German influence. So there are a lot of architectures that are built in the resemblance of German architecture and European architecture. So this will be combine of Chinese flair as well, local Chinese architecture as well. So we get to see the mix of both. So let us have a look at the International Watercolor Festival first. This is for all watercolor artists, from ambitious beginners to seasoned professionals. This is the second year, not second year, but the second edition of the International Watercolor Festival. It happens every 2 years. Obviously, they have done organized other festivals previously, but this specific one is the second time, and they're returning this August. It's designed to inspire, challenge, and connect artists from around the world. In this beautiful coastal city of Qingdao is also the birthplace of watercolor in China. So this immersive festival is your choice to learn directly from master artists from around the world and share your artwork and take your creative practice to the next level. And Qingdao itself has a blend of art, cultural, and coastal charm. So beyond the festival, you get to visit is coastal beauty, its historic charm, the architecture that was influenced by the Germans colony, uh, historic charm, the architecture that was built during the German colonization a century ago. And also there's the Mount Lao that is famous in Qingdao. Not sure if you have ever drank, but Qingdao beer is the most famous beer from China. And this was a heritage that was left behind from the Germans when they were in China. So you can have a taste and compare, see if you prefer the Guinness beer or Qingdao beer. Also, the lovely cuisine is hard to beat. You get the taste of the local specialties as well as the seafood. It has a lot of seafood and Chinese dumplings, so something not to be missed. Now, how to apply for this exhibition if you like to participate in this international level of watercolor exhibition? So here is the call for entry. And by the way, if you go to our homepage, you will find information on Qingdao Art Festival and a plein air retreat. Then you just click from there and it will bring you to our page. And this one is call for entry. This year, the theme is Hues of Qingdao. You will get to participate and understand all the colors of Qingdao in various events. And you have the details of the event further back if you just click to the right. For the entry category is similar to the other exhibitions. It has a still life, landscape, portrait, and youth watercolor. That probably doesn't apply to us, but the first three, it could be florals, it could be animals, it could also be figures, and landscape includes cityscapes and nature scenes, including flowers, plains and mountains, seas. Yeah, so anything that you think is your strength, you can showcase your strength in this festival. Now the deadline is coming up, but if you join us, the deadline for the general public is May 30th to submit digitally to the organizer your painting, the entry piece of your painting. Now, if you join us, then you will be able to submit by the 18th of June. That is the deadline that you have to submit to me. Send your painting image and your bio that is written as per the requirement in the details here. And then we can submit all together as our school of palette exchange. So, but prior to that, obviously, we cannot guarantee your acceptance. Even though we have 14 spots, but that was based on our preliminary approval, not with your final art piece, your final entry painting. So with your final entry painting, obviously there is certain standards as the international festival. So we like to help you to bring up your level. You might have something already in mind, or you already painted something, but you would like to have more guidance on how to improve it, on to bring it up to the next level to meet the international requirement. Then we have this mentorship program. That is designed to help and is also part of the integral of our whole plein air trip adventure to China. So for those who join our trip to China, you will be automatically, be able to participate in this. But there is an option whether you choose to participate in the mentorship or not. Personally, we have already started with 2 lessons with a couple of artists, and they all benefited a lot from Professor Hua's very personalized and professional opinions and critiques on how to improve your artwork. So how it works is that you will have 3 to 5 personalized live Zoom sessions with Professor Hua. We will group together small groups, 2 to 3 people in a group. Then you not only get to learn on your own painting, but also get to learn based on his feedback to other students. So each student is required to produce 3 preliminary paintings in smaller size, and then he will be able to guide you from there and to choose one that has the most potential to work on and to work with you step by step. He will analyze your painting and give you references of other known artists who has similar styles as yours or similar approach as yours, and then you can draw a reference and draw inspiration from them. Now this is customized guidance tailored to your unique artistic style and development. So this is by no means to alter or change your artistic style or what you want to express, but more to enhance it, to make it look even more professional, and perhaps to make it look stand out in the hundreds of paintings at the exhibition. And he will be able to show you and or guide you to find the subject painting that will stand out more than something that would be quite common in China, for example. Now, all these sessions obviously will be provided with my full translation because Professor Hua will do the workshops in Mandarin and I will translate into English. So you will have no worries about understanding it. You will be able to understand very clearly and easily. Now, we also have the WeChat group support, and you can submit your work there, your steps and progress of your work, how it's developed. You can, every step, you can send in your work and ask questions to Professor Hua. Even though it's in English, there is the app in the WeChat that he could translate easily into Chinese and vice versa. So we will have easy communication and easy follow-up. Also, at the end, as mentioned earlier, I will submit your work and do the registration process. Now, what is not included is if your work is accepted by the organizer for this art fest, then there is $50 euro you have to pay for participating in this exhibition. All right, so this is separated, and this you'll have to pay on your own. Now, the mentorship program, as I said, is an integral part of the plein air retreat. However, if you really cannot go to in person and you still want to participate in the exhibition, you can still come and join our mentorship. And the original price already is not expensive, $5.95 for the original price of 5 sessions of personal guidance, not as your regular online watercolor lessons where the artist will find a subject of painting and do a painting demonstration and you follow. This is not like that. This is based on your painting, your own creations, your own painting, and he will guide you to see what is lacking in your skills, techniques, or expression, and give you guidance based on that. So even if it's not for the exhibition, it will still be a very good way to fast track your watercolor journey. So our special offer is only $200. So you can do the math. Like one session is like $40, including with 2 people serving you, the artist and a translator, myself. So we are not making anything at this point, but really just to help you and want you to do well in the exhibition and want you to do well in your own watercolor journey. And so save your spot. I know it's late, but we have deadline until May 31st. But if you, if you're late for a day or 2, we can still accept. I believe, quite a number of students already applied. So we have scheduled sessions already. I will put out the schedule as soon as possible, and then you can see which time and date will suit your own schedule and to join us accordingly. So as I said, this one, you can participate in the mentorship to enhance your skills and to ensure your exhibition readiness. And you can also work independently if you prefer self-guided preparation for the exhibition. And if you submit your entry painting without attending the art festival in Qingdao, do know that we will give priorities to our palette exchange students partaking in the China art exhibition due to the limited exhibition spots that the organizer granted us, right? But you are welcome to submit your artwork either independently or you can still participate through us as part of our school. So you can submit to us because the deadline independently is coming very soon, May 30th. But if you join us, it will be June 18th. So please take a note of that. The deadline for our, I didn't write it here, but the deadline for our submission is June 18th. I'm going to add it onto this. So you will have the update once you browse on our website. Now, back to our homepage. So this is our homepage where you see our event calendar every month at the top. And then below, if you just scroll down a little bit, you will see our Qingdao International Art Festival in China. So there are some information here. And then if you want more information, if you're interested, then you can learn more from our main page of the Qingdao Plein Air and Art Festival. As mentioned, we are dividing it into two parts. So the first part begins on August 17th. So if you book your ticket, book it on the 16th, arrive in China on the 17th. Most likely you have to transfer in Beijing to Qingdao. So Qingdao has an airport, but might not take international flights. It takes domestic flights. So we have to arrive in Beijing and transfer to Qingdao. And then we arrive the first day probably, and everybody arrives at different times. So we won't make any schedule for that day other than just dinner and receive you. We will have airport pickup for everybody. So make sure you won't be lost. You will be found for sure. I will be at the airport waiting for you as well. And then, yeah, first night we'll just meet up with Professor Hua and his students in China as well. So then we can get together. And on day 2, we will be in the plein air retreat, and nearby there is also the Qingdao Art Museum. 华老师，是不是那里有一个青岛馆？我们会参观吗？
是的，
嗯
青岛有青岛美术馆，
青岛美术馆，也是在写生基地附近哈。
就离不远，这是我们肯定要去看的。
然后后面呢，还有这个什么小鱼山公园是吧？
对，是的。
So this is like it's called the Little Fish Hill Park, and this park is quite famous for plein air painting. It has many scenic views, and we can choose, 2 or 3 views, depends on Professor Hua, and we learn from him, and we can watch him paint. 就是头几天，因为是跟您学习嘛，这个行程会怎么走，还有我们有什么学习的这个安排啊。So the first place is going to be the plein air retreat, learning specifically from Professor Hua. So we're going to be with him for the first 5 days before we move on to the Qingdao Art Fest. So I'll let him introduce this part a bit to you. 您说。
到时候我会根据教学的需要带30幅作品到那里展出。那么咱们大家呢在一起看作品，然后一起学习，有针对性的给大家呢来开展教学。那么每天的教学呢内容都有所不同，根据天气情况，我们这一天当中啊，我们半天可能以室内教学为主，以我示范为主，另外的半天呢，我们可能走出室外去写生，这是初步的教学安排。每一个写生地点也有可能根据天气变化会适当的调整。
Oh, okay. So the way he wants to structure this whole learning experience for you is that he would like every day to have some time indoor where he will get to demonstrate to you and to talk a little bit about the theory and structure and analyze paintings so that you can learn in a more structural way and a more purposeful way. So he would also bring his paintings there to show you exactly what he wants you to achieve, what he's talking about, and how to analyze the paintings. So he would use some physical paintings to demonstrate that. And then in the afternoon or morning, it depends on the weather, we will also spend time to do plein air, to go outdoor and paint some scenes. It could be at the fishing port. It could be at the hillside park. It could be at the cliff. It could be at the beach. It could be yeah, somewhere near the Qingdao, not in the city, not in the central of the center of the town, but maybe an hour away, close to the coastline, close to the shore. That's where we will be.
对大家在那里写生的每一幅作品，还有在课堂上所完成的作品，我都会给加以点评。
So whether it is a painting that you did in the classroom, indoor setting or outdoor setting is plein air, he will give you personal feedback on each one of your paintings. So if you do 2 paintings a day, he will give you feedback on both or more. 然后晚上呢？晚上您的安排是什么？
晚上呢，给大家根据大家的这个体力啊，这个各种情况，晚上可以给大家一个是辅导创作，再一个呢，可以就说给大家点评作品主要的内容，点评作品。
点评作品, yeah. So in the evening time, sometimes we can relax. Depends on your health, how you feel, and jet lag too initially. So, but for the evenings that you are not as tired and you want to learn more, that would be the time where we can give a feedback session, or where we can have discussions about what you've learned and exchanges. Art exchanges, so we can host some kind of symposium in the evenings. Not every evening, of course, because we want you to have a break to enjoy. It's supposed to be a relaxed retreat, summer retreat for you. So we want you to and feel good about the entire trip. 好，然后我们还有一些可能国外的画家来。那我们是不是也可以给学员最后一天会做一个画展，是吧？展示他们学到的东
是的，
西。
完成第一个阶段，咱们会做一
你说
个当时写生的一个展览，咱们进行一个集中的点评，
啊，
这是第一个阶段。
嗯好。So this will conclude the first part of our plein air expedition. This is part 1 of plein air expedition. So stay tuned for part 2. Now, part 1, we will conclude part 1 expedition by showing everybody can show your like a small exhibition of all your plein air painting or paintings that you did in the classroom, and that we will celebrate and get feedback and learn from each other. At the same time, we will also have maybe some artists from our school, foreign artists, that will come and do a workshop, a demo with us. So we not only get a chance to learn from Professor Hua, but also from other artists. And that's how it will be for the first 5 days. And then we move on to, the 21st evening, we will already be located in a hotel in the center of the town, close to the art festival. And the hotel there is more upscale. And for the all 5 days food is also included by the organizer. So we do have to pay for all that, but that is all included in the package. And the food is supposed to be, from what I heard, very good. A lot of varieties, authentic local food, Chinese food, as well as taste for everyone, that's suitable for everyone, whether you're vegetarian or Muslims, or things you don't eat, pork or beef or whatnot. You can have your choice, and you will eat very well during these 5 days. So because they want you to have a lot of energy to participate in their various workshops, symposiums, events. For example, the first day we'll have the open ceremony, and you get to watch the exhibition of 100 foreign exhibitions. I mean, exhibition from Western countries internationally, and also I believe 50 national artists are invited as well. And plus there will be guest artists, so there will be a lot of artists and a lot of their masterpieces that I get to enjoy. And then we also have day 2, there's the Century of Qingdao Watercolor Heritage. You get to explore the local watercolor work from the early days and all the way until now, because Qingdao is the hometown of watercolor. So if you haven't been to China before and this is your first time and you love watercolor, this is the perfect town to begin with, the perfect city to begin your trip with, to discover the heritage of watercolor in Qingdao. And then there will be also master workshops on local art and cultural exchange. Professor Hua also has in mind to invite some of the artists that are guest artists in this art event to come and speak to us specifically or demonstrate, do a workshop with us in one of the evenings. So I think we can again benefit a lot from that. 然后华老师这几天的活动，我们除了就是跟这个水彩节安排的来走，我们自己还有没有其他的活动，或者您有没有什么其他的安排？
水彩节期间呢，根据咱们教学的需要，会邀请咱们中国的还有其他国家的有代表性的画家，给咱们一起座谈和交流。
So yes, he just mentioned again that he will invite some of the Chinese artists as well as international artists, and to come and join us and give us this symposium, art exchange. I think that would be amazing, wouldn't it? To learn from so many great artists, and you get to speak to them and do exchange in person.
咱们会一边画画，一边观看来自世界各国的这些画家们表现的方式和方法。那么我也会给大家做一个综合的分析啊，对不同的画家、不同的作品，他不同的技法，咱们也会做一定的分析。
做一定的分析 Okay, so you're not going to be there to just watch the artist's work and admire their work. At the end of the trip, Professor Hua would like to have a workshop where he will do some analysis based on various artists' work, their style, and their techniques, and help us understand. And then we also have Urban Renewal International Forum, and you discover watercolor in the city outlook, how it affects the city outlook, and the art symposium. Also, there will be 10,000 people painting Qingdao. I think it's like an event where we all paint together. And in between, also you will get to paint as well, not just listen, not just lectures or symposiums, but you get to paint as well. And then on the last day, with the closing ceremony, we end our trip at Qingdao, and then we move on to part 2, August 26th, by train. And we are going to have the sleepover on the train and arrive in a place near Beijing in the following morning. So any questions so far for part 1? Yeah, 我先问问有没有人第一段有没有什么问题? Anyone has any questions so far?
Maybe.
If not, yeah.
So part 1, we will have intense learning, right? For the first, maybe not 5 days, 4 days?
Yeah. Like day one, we are just arriving, right? So there's no learning on day one. Starting from day 2, 3, 4, mainly the first 3 days. Yeah, day 4 as well. We'll have half a day, at least half a day of learning. Yeah, but while we do the learning, we're also visiting too. You know, we'll visit the art museum. We'll visit the park, the Little Fish Hill Park, where you have you know, around the coast, you have European buildings around it, surrounding that park. You also have some cliffs there, and I believe there are some, you know, castles and cathedrals in this park as well. So we will do various visiting as well. And then, of course, near the fishing wharf, you get to visit a different view, different scenics. So yeah.
And during the festival, we are able to paint?
Yes, you will get to paint as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will get to paint throughout other than day one, you know, all the other days, you will get to paint. But, you know, if you choose not to paint, you choose to watch, you choose to just relax, you can do so as well.
No, I want to paint every day.
OK 老师，这位学员问我们是不是每天都可以有可以画画的，还是就是跟着这些活动走？
咱们每天都可以画画的。这个活动呢，它
每天都可以。
就是看日，然后参观，以及和艺术家的这个讲座。除了这以外，其他都是写生的时间。
都是写生时间 Yeah. So other than the visiting part, exhibition, and then there's the symposiums, the exchanges or workshops, all the rest of the time is painting time. So don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to paint.
There's a question on chat
yeah.
regarding allergies.
Allergies. Okay, so you have to let us know in advance what kind of allergies you have for food, medication, or dust or environment, so that we can resolve this issue and prevent any allergy reactions for you. When it comes to food, if it has to be separate cooking or allergies for nuts or for dairy products or meat or whatever, you have to specify as clearly as possible. Let us know way in advance.
There was a question from Laura, I think. She says, if I won't be able to go to China, will my painting still have an opportunity to participate?
Yes, if you don't go to China, you can still participate in, if you are taking our mentorship program, you can participate through our school. And the deadline is June 18th. We want you to send us your painting on June 18th, and then we submit at the end with the school by June 20th. Mentorship program, then you can submit on your own, but the submission time is you have to hurry. The deadline is May 30th for the general public, and then you will have to compete with the rest of the 86 people that is left from for the international slot. And yeah, so if you don't join us, you want to do it on your own, you're welcome to do so as well. Or you could only join us for the mentorship, then you can still submit with us. Of course, that has to make sure that you meet the requirement, but I don't see there will be an issue with Professor Hua's help. So part 2 begins on August 27th to September 1st. Authentic Chinese architecture and province has their own unique look and food and culture, and a lot of everything is very unique, very different from one place to another in China. It's almost like a small Europe with many countries in the same country, so to speak. And they even speak the different dialects, so different languages. Often we don't understand from one person to the next, unless we speak Mandarin. Mandarin is the official language, but otherwise, people, even with Mandarin, many have an accent, so almost similar. Then we have to use our finger to write the character by hand to say, oh, I'm talking about this. Oh, C as C for cat, or D as D for David. And we will use our finger to write it down on the hand. That happens often. Yeah, it's quite funny, even though we're all Chinese. So if you like, you can browse through our photos I hope you like this presentation that we have. You know, it's almost like a rotation. You get to see different parts, different photos of the villages. So our second part will begin in visiting some villages. And these are very ancient villages. And the very first part, for the first 3 days, we are arriving in the region where these villages will eventually be demolished. And so right now, a lot of them in a very shabby or poor shape or crumbled shape. But Professor Hua went there last year, and he said this is perfect for watercolor. And so if you go on this part of the trip with us, you will get to explore these very authentic northern villages, architecture in China that will soon be destroyed. So this is called the Yu County, Yu Xian. We arrive, like I said, on the 26th, we sleep on the train, and then we arrive on the 27th morning. And right away, you have a chance to do your plein air painting. 然后华老师，你可以跟我们讲一下，我们第一站到的雨县，然后他们这一部分的写生跟上一部分有什么区别？就是我们头5天和最后这个5、6天有什么区别？
那么最后这5天呢，是一个在河北禹县，是属于中国河北省的禹县。那么这个地方呢，建筑特色非常有明确的地域建筑特色。那么过去呢，就是每个村庄啊，它都有一些古堡，就古堡。我们会针对每一个景。
This is the northern part of China, is called the Hebei province that we will arrive to. And you will see very ancient buildings that has a unique characteristic that is specifically unique to the northern part of China, which is very different from the southern part or southeast part of China that you might be more familiar with, such as Shanghai, Suzhou, and this is the northern part. The architecture are built differently as well, and with different materials, more solid, and obviously for the weather, colder weather as well. And a lot of we even get to visit some places where are protected as a cultural heritage that will not be destroyed. And we get to visit these old ancient towns, and some of them were capitals in the ancient days, in many centuries ago, in the I don't remember which dynasty. I have to dig in, but this is. Yeah, it has a lot of historical value as well, and as well as culture, because culturally they have their own unique local arts and crafts. And one famous art and craft is paper cut. You know how Japan has origami? China has paper cut, and the paper cut is very unique to this region, is originated from this region. And Professor Hua will try to make an appointment with the local artist and show us some of their local craft work, and we get to do some cultural and art exchange with them, with the local artist, and learn a bit about their paper cut craft and how it works. They can cut very intricate paper, and it's like lace. Is very beautiful, and they use those to decorate on their windows, on their walls. So yeah, it's very beautiful, something very unique. And then for the plein air part, 然后老师I'll ask him to explain some more about this part. 老师您再讲解一下，就是后半段这个写生跟前半段有什么区别呢？
后面的这个雨县的写生啊，以自然景观为主，咱们主要有建筑，还有自然风光。那么以写生为主，我会带大家呢一块儿来画这个景啊，边画边辅导这样的一个形式，从而也检验我们在前一段时间学习的过程当中积累的经验能否应用到实践当中去。
好的。那这个就是他们可能画的时候就应该是可以更独立的画来创作，是吧？
是的。
As you can see, there are actually some paintings that he did based on the location, right? The reference photos, as you can see. So for the actual Plein air part 2. Why we call it part 2 is it will be slightly different from part 1. Part 1 is a lot of learning, a lot of workshops, and part 2 is more independent. You will get to use what you've learned throughout the trip from the part 1 plein air and also from all the other artists in the art festival, to accumulate all your skill, your knowledge, and then use them in the actual practice when we come to this town. And there are various towns, various locations. So you will continue to get to learn techniques, painting outdoor techniques and painting different scenes. This is again very different from Qingdao, is natural scenes, nature scenes, and with some old architecture. So this is a time where you get to test all what you've got under your sleeves, so to speak. And then you will also get the individual critiques from Professor Hua based on your own creations. So this is a time where you get to express in your own artistic way from all the skills that you've learned on this trip and put it into action, into exercise. And then on this is one region. The first 3 days is one region, and then day 4 is another region. This is another ancient city, and it's more well kept and maybe a little bit more touristic because it's closer to Beijing city, like 1.5, 2 hours drive from Beijing, and this one is still a little bit further. So on day 4, most likely we will in the morning still stay in this region, and we could do like a plein air painting in the same region, the Yu County. And then day 4 we move to afternoon, we will move to another place called Mentogo.
亚彤老师，这个盂县啊，还有北京这个门头沟啊，咱们的时间是非常紧张的。也就是说，盂县它其实可以画很多的，就说它有很多的地方可以画。咱们计划当中，我看你待了3天，对吧？3天其实咱们只有看，可能就说看的会多一些，或者说就选3个地方，因为它有200多个村庄呢，就可以选择。咱们去
哇，
去
那我们
去3个，3
对
天也就只能去3个，你知道
3个
吧？
地方，对对，我们不一定去
对
太多，
所以
就感
后面呢，
受一下。
对后面那个门头沟啊，我个人建议就是，不见得一定就非得要去，咱们可以把时间给在盂县多一点。
再多
因为到
一点啊。
门头沟啊，咱们到北京这1天的时间呢，到门头沟这1天的时间，还有这个在北京再看看，比如说故宫啊、中国博物馆啊、中国美术馆啊，这又得需要1天的。
是我们安排是就是门头沟逗留1个下午啊，就是下午到，然后第2天走，这个是对，不是
行，
1整
可以
天，不是2天在那里，就是下午到，然后第2天可能吃完午饭就从门头沟出发到北京了啊。
好的，
对，
好的。
所以那里逗留的时间不长，对，yeah. So this last village, we won't stay very long there, at most 1 evening, because it's on our way to Beijing, and then the next day we will probably stay like the morning there to do 1 plein air, and then in the afternoon we will have to drive to Beijing. And because Beijing, it will be close to the evening, and then the evening time we can relax and just walk around town. And in one area where it has a lake, is very beautiful, very relaxed, and a lot of pubs, more foreigners, and you might miss foreign food too. So that night, that evening, you're allowed to eat whatever you want. It's absolutely, on your own. You have the choice to choose. And then the next day, we only have 1 full day in Beijing, and we absolutely want you to not miss the most iconic visit, is the Forbidden City. And it's not overrated when people say there's so much to see, because every time I went, and not that many times, but never enough, just very overwhelmed by the entire city. So much to see and so much to absorb. culturally, historically, artistically, yeah, in every way, and architecture, obviously. So, and many stories to read as well, yeah. And then after that, we also we will try to make appointment to visit the National Art Museum in Beijing, which is close to the Forbidden City. And over there, Professor Hua also has some connections, and hopefully we will get to do some exchanges and maybe some guidance from, like personal guidance from them to look at their art museum. So that will conclude our trip. On the last day, last evening, we will have like a farewell party, and then we take off the next day from Beijing to wherever you come from. And yeah, that's the plan. Anyone? Yeah.
How long takes to apply for visa?
Oh, for visa. Okay, so visa, I think it takes 2 weeks. Normally, the normal speed is 2 weeks. From in Canada, I don't know about other countries, but a lot of countries are exempt now. Canada, you still have to apply, so I think Canada is 2 weeks. But you can also have the speed up process, which is like 1 week, like 5 working days. Yeah, so between 1 to 2 or maximum if there's, depends on also on the strike, the Canada Post strike, if you were to have them delivered, unless you go and pick up, then it's safer. But if you want to have them delivered, then you have to consider the Canada Post, the annoying Canada Post, or pick up in person. And when you apply for a visa, you have to book your tickets already, because they ask for your ticket, and where you go and where you will stay. You have to provide kind of an address also. So when you apply for your visa, before that, let us know. We will provide you some the itinerary and hotels addresses, so you can apply to facilitate your visa application. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? If not, we can have a look at our different plans. So your first plan is the J Palette Part 1, Qingdao. This consists of the first 10 days of the Qingdao Plein Air Workshop, as well as the second International Watercolor Festival. Then this one, if you choose the option of the mentorship, then that would be $200 additional. And we already discussed the details. If not, you have the option to come to China for the first 10 days without the mentorship. For those who want to participate in the exhibition on your own, or for those who want to not participate in the exhibition with your own painting, but you like to participate in the entire trip with the art education, then this will be the plan. So our trip begins when you arrive in Qingdao Airport, and obviously we'll have airport pickup to and from the airport. When you fly to Qingdao, you will normally fly either through Beijing or Shanghai, the bigger international airports, and then transfer to Qingdao. But maybe some countries have direct flight to Qingdao, so you should check on that. Then after you arrive on the first evening, we will have a welcome dinner and welcome everyone with the Qingdao beer to celebrate the Qingdao Beer Festival at the same time. Now, as mentioned earlier, the first 5 days are on-site live masterclass with Professor Hua to paint this coastal beauty of Qingdao. I won't go into the details because we already went through them day by day. So all the visits are included, the plein air, including theory, structural analysis, and exchanges, workshops in the evening to give you feedback and guidance, personal guidance from Professor Hua. And then at the end of it, you get the exhibition for the students and workshop with international artists. Now, accommodation, we will have the standard double bedroom for 5 days at the Plein Air Resort. Note that this is just basic standard accommodation, so it's not a luxury hotel. Don't expect 5 or 6 star hotels. Now, the 3 meals are included in buffet style, so not only breakfast but lunch and dinner as well. For those who have allergies or some special food requirement, you have to let us know in advance so we can ask the kitchen to prepare special meals for you. Now, the second 5 days are the festival at the Qingdao International Watercolor Festival. We will move from our plein air resort to this location. Now, all the events organized by the organizer are included, so you can participate in all of them, and you get to look at all the exhibitions, and you get to participate in the exhibition yourself if your entry piece is accepted. So what events we have were already discussed previously, such as symposiums, workshops, art and cultural exchange with artists from around the globe, watercolor and urban renewal, international forum, explore the century of Qingdao watercolor heritage, because this is the birthplace of watercolor in China, so it's very significant to this city. And we get to understand how watercolor impact the city in terms of its economical development, tourism, and technology as well. Now, accommodation again is 5 days near the event venue, and the hotel is more upscale compared to the plein air resort. 3 meals are covered again at the hotel as well as at the plein air venue. And I was told that the food is excellent. People who left Qingdao really missed the food at the Art Fest. So if you're a foodie, be prepared, and you can eat all you want. And again, if you have food allergy, please do let us know, so we make sure that you will eat healthily and happily at the entire trip. So the final information for the part 1 trip is the special offer that we offer is only $2,190 for the entire trip, and that entails 10 nights of room and board, food, and education, art education for 10 days. And the Art Fest, you get to learn not only from one artist, but the first 5 days will be mostly with Professor Hua Hanbing, and you know how responsible, excellent teacher he is. So you will get your money worth for sure, even just with him. And then on top of that, you have the Art Fest. So it is really a bargain. If you compare the similar package, plein air package, with other schools for 5 days or 6 days, it would be close to 3,000 or even 4,000 in some cases with boat cruise and stuff. So, but that's only for 5 to 6 days. And if you double that to 10 days, that alone would be about already 6,000 to 8,000 easily. And not to forget, they only include breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, and only with one artist, without the exposure to international art festival. So for those who have been to plein air retreats, paintings in Europe or other countries, you know what the regular costs are, what the regular prices are. So this is really a bargain, 1/4 or 1/5 of what the other places charge. And you get to go all the way to China. So this is the J Palette Qingdao package, where the art education is included. Now, if you have spouses, sisters, families, or friends that would like to tag along because they are interested in visiting China just for a travel purpose, then the price would be quite a bit lower. It would be 1,390 only. Now, this includes the same thing. Everything is the same except for the art. Except for the art education. So they don't have the masterclass, workshops, or plein air. But their meals and accommodations during the art festival are included because they will stay at the same place as us. So this is also a bargain if you look at the price. Yeah. Let's go to part 2 of our package, which is the trip to up north, Beijing and the villages nearby. again, like we said earlier, this might not happen, depends on how many people we have. Just the train tickets would be difficult to get if we don't buy it in a group of 20. So the soft sleeper train ticket might not be an option. Then we have to change the entire plan to book one more night of hotel in Beijing, or and then more travel expenses to travel back to the villages. So we will leave that part for now. I won't go into the details because this is uncertain. But if we do have enough interest, then we will definitely try to make this happen. So that's the part 2 Plein Air expedition, where you get to visit some ancient villages and practice Plein Air more independently on your own, but still get feedback and guidance by our expert artist. And then we have our visit in Beijing. So as mentioned in the itinerary, the first night we arrive in Shishanghai is the hub of Beijing, where it offers many tasty snacks on the street. So this part is self-paid. What's included would be the entrance fee to all the national heritage villages, and then there's the entrance fees to the Forbidden City, the admission to the National Museum as well, and the last day farewell dinner is also included. And we have the accommodation in because we're staying in different places, and then it could be either in the characteristic Airbnb or regular standard 2-bedroom hotel in Beijing, and airport hotel on the last night. So again, breakfast included, lunch and dinner as well, except for that one evening, as mentioned. Transportation, the aircon coach is included throughout the trip. There's also a travel accidental insurance for part 2 only. Part 1, we don't have the accidental insurance because we don't have a tour guide. We're not joining a tour group, so it's not obliged. But part 2, we're joining a tour group. Otherwise, it's private only for us, and they can bring us to these remote areas. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to go on our own. So the special offer on part 2 is 6 nights. 6 nights of accommodation, food, art education, all the visits and all the tickets that require to enter these places are total of 1,490. And this comes with the art education. And if you want to have only the travel package, the Beijing travel package, then it only comes up to 990. And so if you're ready to book your tickets, then just click the button here to enroll. Make sure you click the correct one that corresponds to the program that you want to enroll in. And if you have further questions, you can always ask me, email me or DM me. You know where to find me. So hopefully we can make it happen and all go to this one of a lifetime experience. Very precious, very rare, probably the only time from palette exchange that we can organize and coordinate. So seize the opportunity if you can, and let's have our adventure in China, and hopefully we'll see you in August.